You are listening to Book Clips, a podcast where authors and narrators expose you to excerpts from different books. You can find the show and more by searching for The Lesbian Talk Show on iTunes, Podbean, or Stitcher.
Hi, I'm Jean Copeland, and today I'll be reading from my novel, The Second Wave. In this scene, forbidden lovers Alice and Leslie have fooled themselves into thinking that they could get along as just friends. August 1977. Alice picked up Leslie that Friday night with the noblest of intentions. As originally planned, they'd split an antipasto salad and an eggplant parmesan sub at a new Italian restaurant in the Annex section of New Haven, trading details of work and home life with kids. But noble intentions were no match for what simmered wordlessly between them. For her part, Alice had investigated the contents of the antipasto until her eyes ached from concentration. The pickled carrots and cauliflower, marinated mushrooms, roasted red peppers, Genoa salami, imported ham, and cubes of table cheese kept her in check. If she looked up for too long, she'd fix her eyes on Leslie, and so would end the casual chit-chat between friends she was making a heroic effort to maintain. So, Rebecca and I had a long conversation today about playing with her brother's racetrack and model airplanes, Leslie said as she pulled a strand of mozzarella from her half of the eggplant sub. Why, did she break something? Alice asked, still not looking up. No, but she's got her own toys. Barbie airplane, Barbie camper, Barbie beauty shop, you name it. Barbie does it. I think Mattel will go out of business once she grows out of them. Alice, still plucking various items from the antipasto with her fork. Maybe she's bored with Barbie. A racetrack sounds like a lot of fun. Leslie paused, skewering Alice with her glare. Haven't you eaten anything today? Alice finally came up for air. I'm sorry. Here, have some more. She pushed the platter toward Leslie. No, I'm getting full, Leslie said, peering inside her sub. I started taking these diet pills this week, and they really work. What do you need diet pills for? You've got an amazing figure. Alice hadn't meant to make her blush, but if anyone knew the truth about Leslie's figure... I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've put on weight. Some of my slacks are uncomfortable now. She glanced around the restaurant as if the solution to life's most puzzling riddle was hidden somewhere behind the grimy wall paneling. I don't know. I just feel like I need to do something. They were roaming away from casual friend chit-chat. Is everything okay? Leslie offered the smile Alice had figured out was Leslie's Carol Brady smile of the mom whose problems always resolve themselves after the last commercial break. Are you sure? Alice said. She nodded. You ready to blow this taco stand? Yes, I think some shopping is in order after a meal like this. Leslie counted out her half of the check and rose from the booth. You hardly ate anything. I'm fine, Alice. It just means more room for dessert. Leslie's smile was more reassuring, but Alice still wasn't convinced. As appetizing as shopping sounded, they never quite made it to the linen sale at Bradley's. After leaving the restaurant, and without saying a word, Alice had steered her car toward the on-ramp of Interstate 95, going in the opposite direction. Bradley's is back that way, Leslie said, poking her thumb over her shoulder. I like the one near me in West Haven better. Then we can stop at my house for coffee or something if you want. I picked up a nice Danish ring at the bakery after work today. Alice felt Leslie's eyes studying her profile as she drove over the Kew Bridge. Okay. Leslie rested her hands in her lap. They drove in thorny silence for the rest of the way until they reached the exit in West Haven. I have an idea, Leslie said. Why don't we have coffee first? That's a great idea. Alice clasped the steering wheel tighter. Her real appetite was finally going to be satisfied. As soon as Alice closed the door behind them, they thundered down the hardwood hallway like a freight train, crashing into walls, knocking family photos to the floor. Through deep, steamy kisses, they peeled off articles of each other's clothing as they headed to Alice's bedroom. When they slid into Alice's cool sheets, Leslie's body molded to the contour of Alice's. She flung her arms around Leslie, and her palms soaked in the supple softness of her upper back. They gazed at each other between slow, sensual kisses, eyes conveying what couldn't be expressed in words. But what were they expressing? What Alice was feeling defied explanation. Did this prove beyond a doubt she was a lesbian? She'd loved and been loved before by two caring, passionate men, but it had never felt like this. So electric, so consuming, so complete. After nearly 2 hours of making love, they lay quietly, face to face, heads sharing the same pillow, legs and arms entangled in sheets torn out from beneath the mattress. "I can't believe the way you make me feel," Leslie whispered. Alice melted into the dreamy look in Leslie's eyes. "I can't believe any of this." "It scares me, Alice." "No kidding. Feel my heart." She placed Leslie's hand on her bare chest. "Mine beats like that, too." "Really?" Alice said. "When?" "Whenever I'm waiting for your car to pull in my driveway, or I dial your phone number and count the rings until you answer, or I just happen to catch you looking at me the way you do." Alice slid out from under Leslie's arm and propped herself up on her elbows. "Leslie, I know you don't want me to say this, but I have to, just this once. I'm in love with you, madly, passionately in love with you." "I know the feeling, but I don't understand it." Leslie sprang up, tugging the sheet up to her neck. "I've never felt anything like this before. I've been with my husband for 14 years, since the summer after I graduated high school. He's my first love. How is it that I've never felt this way with him?" Alice popped up too. "How the hell should I know? Tony and I had our problems, but I loved him. I didn't want to split up." Alice scratched at the side of her head through her messy hair. "At least I don't think I wanted to. I mean, I was pretty devastated going through it, but then, I don't know, I also felt this strange sense of relief." "Maybe this really isn't what we think it is," Leslie suggested. "Maybe we were so upset about not working together anymore, we just got all mixed up." Alice narrowed her eyes. "Upset about not working together anymore? Do you always go to bed with your coworkers when you quit a job?" "Well, you don't have to act like I'm stupid." "You're not stupid. The rationale is stupid." "Excuse me, Dr. Freud. That's the best I could come up with in my present state of mind." "Geez, I hope I never need you for an alibi." Leslie groaned and fell back on her pillow, throwing an arm over her eyes. "We can't keep doing this, Alice." Alice fell back and lay next to her, staring at the ceiling. It ground her up inside to hear Leslie say that, but she was right. They couldn't keep doing it, for a million reasons, not the least of which was the ache that only bored itself deeper after each time Leslie left. She could already feel her stomach tightening. "I'm sorry, this was all my fault," Alice said. "I have no idea if the Bradleys near me is better. I've never even been to the one in East Haven." "No, it's my fault. I'm the one who suggested we have coffee first. I've just been thinking about you so much since, well, you know. I think I wanted it to happen again, to experience all of it." "I'd say we experienced all of it this time." Alice reached for an extra pillow and hugged it close to her chest. "Oh, Alice." She moved the pillow and rested her cheek on Alice's chest, embracing her with her whole body. Alice squeezed back, eliciting an involuntary whimper from Leslie's diaphragm. "Can't I kidnap you and keep you here forever?" "I'd love to be your prisoner," Leslie said softly. "I feel like I already am. My heart is your hostage for sure. I hate driving you home more than anything." She pressed her lips into Leslie's hair as the clock on her nightstand flipped to 9:55. "We better get up. It's late." "Can I have one last kiss?" Alice melted into the innocence in Leslie's eyes. She caressed Leslie's cheek with her fingertips before pulling her in for a tender goodbye kiss. When Alice dropped her off, she stayed in the driveway and watched her walk through the side entrance, turn on a light, and pass through the kitchen. Moments later, her husband's car pulled into the driveway. She threw the gear shift into reverse, but he made eye contact and gave her a friendly wave before she could back out all the way. She waved back and hit the gas pedal as her stomach pitched in shame. What kind of twisted cosmic prank was this, that something could make her feel so euphoric one minute and like a creep the next? Her eyes blurring like a rain-soaked windshield, she pulled into a convenience store parking lot and blotted them with a napkin from her glove box. Thank you. This is Jean Copeland reading from The Second Wave.
This was an episode of Book Clips. Check out the show notes for more on this book. And it would be great if you would rate the show and subscribe to the Lesbian Talk Show podcast channel for more woman-centered content. If you are an author of lesbian fiction, then send us your reading. You can find out how on the lesbiantalkshow.com/reading.